on the cover of this book, it says Earth's mightiest mutant, Storm. With this whole eternity thing, my goodness, that is not a false statement. You're about to see in grand fashion. My name is Dorian. This is SCM Comics. We continue our coverage of Storm with number 6. Our story starts off with Storm, an actual storm, and the narrator saying Thor of the Asgardians, Sango of the Orisha, Chak of the Hawau, Susano of the Amatakani. That was a rough one, I'm not gonna lie. And Zeus of the Olympians, which we all know. Storm gods are fierce in battle, and Aurora Monroe is no obsession. So she finally decides to come out the storm, and she's with her hippos and her capybaras, and we see that Maggot is with her. I ain't seen Maggot in a long time. For those of you who don't know who Maggot is, see those 2 bugs that are with him that are huge? Well, they're like his digestive tract, you might as well say. Whatever they eat, he pretty much ingests and can absorb, and they can eat anything. When I mean anything. And the narrator is quick to say that the Storm Sanctuary, which is right above Atlanta, is her home and normally peaceful. But when it needs to be, it could transform into a battleship. And the name of this battleship is Thundercloud. So then we see her, and she is getting ready for battle. Putting on her battle armor, grabbing her spear. Why? Because a fugitive is with her, Charles Xavier. And Storm is cooking them something to eat and talking to him. You know, they're catching up and so on and so forth. I'm sorry. Storm can cook too. My goodness, if this was a real woman, I tell you what. Again, T'Challa, that was some dumb. So Professor Xavier is pretty much like, I appreciate that you haven't alerted the Avengers of our whereabouts just yet. And Storm goes, you know I made you a hot meal. Because typically when these manhunts happen, the survival rate is extremely low. And this one, quite possibly, might be your last one. And if you've forgotten, Charles, we don't have Krakoa no more. So when you die, you stay dead. She didn't, but that semantics. So then she goes, why are you really here, Charles? He's like, it's funny you talk about coming back from the dead, because I want to raise the dead one last time. So then we cut to San Francisco in the present time, and Storm's ship is being boarded. Her and Maggot are ready to defend whoever comes through that portal. Just that portal. So that should tell you who's coming through. Yes, the X-Men are here to get Professor Xavier. And they're there because the Heifer called them and asked for the help. Like, did Raid on Great Malcolm even happen? Like, are we supposed to forget about this whole thing? Like, I don't understand. Like, Rogue is cool with the Heifer. How? Like, you just got into it with this woman. And now everything is like water under the bridge. And Scott, same thing. Like, they beat Beast down. I mean, beat the fur off that dude. He even said that in the book. And yet and still, now all of a sudden, everything is cool. We're going to bring back Professor Xavier and bring him right to you. Like, what in the hell is going on? It's like, is the hatred of Professor Xavier the reason why you're wanting to deal with this heifer? Because you know she's evil too. She hates mutants. Okay, I'm done talking about it. Anyway, X-Men are here for Professor Xavier. Storm's like, no, you're not taking him. Go home. So Magic's like, we can't do that, Aurora. And Temper seems to be the only one that does not want to do this. And she's like, please. So Scott goes, if there's going to be any kind of peaceful coexistence between us and the humans, then we need to be as accountable from the people that we deem it from. Professor is no exception. We're taking him back to Great Malcolm. So her Storm goes, a day will come when you will desire such an exception, Scott. You will bless the heavens on that day that I am who I am. And when that day comes, I will put my life on the line for you too. But today, this man is under my protection. So with those words being said, the fight's on. And Scott is in full Captain America form. He's like, get Omega. Shield up for Professor Xavier's telepathy and keep him busy. Juggernaut, you got Maggot. Psylocke and I will retrieve Professor and withdraw. Storm cannot unleash her full power without destroying her ship. So Magic Temper, give her hell. Now he said that, but the fight ain't going nowhere near like that. Temper tries to hit Storm with her powers, doesn't work. Maggot try to hit Psylocke. Storm sends Kid Omega and Psylocke just flying. Juggernaut has Maggot on the ground, and Cyclops is using his optical blast on Storm. She's blocking it with her powers. And I mean, this dude is like really pouring it on. Like his ruby quartz visors break. He's blasting so hard. And all of a sudden, we see this narration, and it goes, "You failed to alter the battlefield in your favor. You set no traps. Nothing but heart and goodwill. Very well. Watch and learn, child." As Eternity takes over. Let me just specify by saying these cosmic entities, they have no chill. Like, people were all scared about the Phoenix because Phoenix had no chill. Eternity's no different. You're about to find out. Eternity goes, "You have fought well, brave mutant. Make peace with your resistance." Scott Summers, leader of the X-Men, and all of a sudden sends out this blast, and even Professor Xavier is like, "Oh, Scott, what have I done?" Everybody is like, "Scott, Cyclops," as we see him frozen over, like eyelids. It looks bad. It looks really bad. Juggernaut's like, gloves are off, and tears off Maggot's arm. Just off, gone. And Eternity's like, "You think you scare me? I've seen Oblivion rip out the heart of beings that can collapse stars into quasars like it was nothing. Compared to my brother, you're weak." So out of nowhere, she regurgitates Egon, because, you know, she swallowed him after she collapsed the hell out of him. And she goes to Maggot and is like, "Hey, look, I need you to ingest this. It's from a being that gave a Sorcerer Supreme all he wanted." And I know a lot of you guys would say that Doom was going to win that fight, but trust me, Egon, all he wanted to do was eat Doom. Was telling him, hey, calm down. I don't want my food to overcook. Like, he was going to eat him. Anything that Doom was throwing at him wasn't doing a damn thing to him. So Eternity goes, "Eat and heal, and then become my Omega Maggot." I don't know how I feel about what I just said, but hey, we're going to go with it. So while all that was going on, Eternity's been sending winds at Juggernaut, and obviously he's been resisting. And he goes, "Nothing can stop the Juggernaut." And Eternity goes, "Why don't we test that theory?" Eternity uses cosmic winds to pick up the Juggernaut, stabs both shoulders with cosmic spears, and then goes, "Immortal headbutt," like we're playing Mortal Kombat or something, and crack Kane's helmet, and he is down and done. So now most of the X-Men are out of the ship. Cyclops is still alive somehow. Don't ask me how, but he is. And Temper is trying to help him out. Psylocke is talking to Beast. Beast is in the engine room, and the engine room is powered, I believe, by a dead Celestial. I think. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But it looks like a Celestial. And it's dead. It's gotta be. So Psylocke's like, "All right, Beast, blow it up." But then Professor Xavier comes out of nowhere and goes, "Beast." And then we see they're right over their other former home that's in ruins. Utopia.